Hello, class. As you remember from yesterday, I am not going to be here today. So I sent myself to be here today. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I would like for everyone to get their whiteboards and a pencil and stand up. Push your chairs in. Gotta do this quick. First row, come sit down. Second row, come sit down. And I'm waiting on the third row now. Come sit down. Assign seats. The substitute knows what seat you're supposed to be in. Get there quickly. Have seat. The last people can come sit down. Everyone should be at or near their seats now. Everyone, Mr. G. Mr. G, I'm going to let you join the crowd on the floor if you would like, but if you think that it'd be better to stay at your seat at table 1, you're welcome to do that. I do want to make sure that everybody's comfortable. I know Mr. G is only in the morning class, but this video is going to be used for 2 classes. I would like everyone to get a piece of paper. I have a nice stack for the substitute to pass out of some white paper. This is very much like what we did yesterday. I need everybody to get a piece of paper. The substitute is going to give enough on the first row to take care of everybody in that column. So if there's 3 people in behind you, then you're going to get 4 pieces of white paper. If there's only 2 people behind you, you'll get 2. You take your copy, then you pass the other sheets to the person behind you. I'll give the substitute just a minute to pass out these papers. The substitute can find them on my desk. I'm still waiting. We'll get these passed out quickly. There really shouldn't be any talking in here right now. Everybody should be as quiet as a mouse. Only the substitute should be talking, because the substitute is a very dear friend of mine. And this substitute needs to be treated with the same kind of respect that you would treat me if I were here, even though I'm really here. But I'm only here as a video. But I will be hearing from my friend how you did in this class today, if you did what you were supposed to. And I will also be seeing what the work was that you got finished, because they're going to be picking up that work for me. Thank you. Everyone should be getting their paper now. You can turn it horizontal, and you can write your name on it right up at the top corner. I'm ready to fold. Here's how I'm going to do it today. I'm going to fold it like a hot dog this time. Hot dog is long and skinny. Made a hot dog. Then we'll make a hamburger, which means it's going to be kind of short and squatty. Make sure you put a nice crease in all the places where we have folded the paper and changed the size of the paper. If you notice, we haven't changed the shape of the paper, because this shape of the paper is still a rectangle. It's just that it was a large rectangle. Now it's 4 small rectangles. You can take your pencil and you can draw in our 4 window panes. You're going to be writing on your whiteboards, so you can make sure your name is real small right up here in the corner. This window pane is the one we're going to be writing in first. We'll do the second one, then the third one, and then the fourth one. Right now, I have this window pane behind me on the board, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I want you to write this number sentence on the board, right at the very top, just above your, or just below your name. 48 plus 24 equals, and we can put an answer box. Underneath the number sentence, if you'd like to draw a line, that helps. You can draw a reasonable size, not too small, not too big. Yes, Matthew, you can do this. Place value chart. There's the chart. Now I need to put the numbers on it. Since I'm adding, it doesn't matter. I could put the 24 first. I could put the 48 first. My personal opinion is you should start with the number that you've been given first. So the first number is 48. I would write 48. Notice the 40 is right beside the 8, just like it is here, because this is the tens in ones column. And then we're going to add 24. That's my second number. So the way that this reads, 48 plus 24 equals what we're going to put in the box. Underneath that, we're going to make two Matthew lines. Just try to make two nice straight lines across the bottom of that window pane. Now I'm going to start a sentence, and I'd like for you to finish it. Here's how the sentence is going to go. There are, well, are there or aren't there? Are there 10 or more in the ones place? How about you take a minute and figure that out before we keep writing? Look at the tens, 8 plus 4, add them up. There's a lot of ways to do that. You could catch the 8, let's try it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, is there a 10 in the number 12? Tell your neighbor. If there is a 10 there, what must we do? Tell your neighbor. Just turn your head to talk. Don't turn your body. I said don't turn your body. All right. I think so too. There is a 10 there. So there are 10 or more in the ones column. So I'm going to stop. I want you to turn and tell your neighbor what we should put there. It says there are 10 or more in the ones column, so I must or must not regroup. What is that? Tell your neighbor. I think I heard it. Let's see. Ones column, so I must regroup. And move it, move it. Now, I want to ask you a question. That's what you thought, right? Is that what you had? Is that what you told your neighbor? Is that what your neighbor told you? It's supposed to regroup? Well, that's good. Okay. Let me prove it to you now. We're going to actually go up here and solve this now. I'll change my color. Let's draw the 8 ones this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I've drawn 8 small circles. Then we have 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 8 plus what equals 10? 8 plus 2. So we take 8, 9, 10, and we're going to need to do that regrouping that we just said here at the bottom. So let's change it to a 10. Now we have changed it from 10 ones into a group of 10. Now we need to move it, move it. Here we go. Going to move it to our regrouping box for the 10s. Put your 10 right there. I don't write 1 0 there because I only moved 1 10. I didn't move 10 10s. So I have 1 10 plus 4 10s plus 2 10s that I'm going to take care of in just a moment. But I see I have some extra ones. Right here it says 10 or more. Well, I had more. I had 2 more. So those 2 will go into my ones answer box. Thank you. I have 1 10, 4 10s, and 2 10s. Here's how I can do that. 1 10. Are you keeping up with me? 4 10s. That's my 40. And 2 10s. Now, if I put all those together, what do I get? I can do like the first graders, and I can literally count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that will be my answer for the 10s answer box. I could also do it like second grade really should be able to do. I'm going to pick the largest number. Largest number's 4. I'm going to grab 4. I'm going to add one more. 4 plus 1 is, I heard it, 5. 5 plus 2 is 5, 7. There you go. I heard it. 72. There it is. 48 plus 24 equals 72. Now this is the algorithm method. You can draw your pictures to show your movements. You can catch these things and you can add them. We didn't even have to draw all those ones. We could have said 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I didn't even have to draw all that. But I did because it helped me. But we could catch that, and that's called mental math. We can get that in our minds. I hope you have that down. I'm going to step out of the way so that you can make sure that you have all this on your first window pane. A, B, T. What does that mean? Yes, always be trying. If you're writing your... Yes, trying. Thank you. I'm about to move on. If there's any words or any numbers that you don't have on there, if there's any pictures on there of the base 10 blocks that you don't have on there, now's the time to get it on there. You've got 10 seconds. If you can't do it in 10 seconds, you'll just have to look over the shoulder of a neighbor. The substitute is making sure that you are writing. Anyone that's not writing, I'm getting the name, and I'm going to have a discussion with you on Thursday when I get back. Five, 4. All right. Now, that second window pane, you did your first one in the first window pane. Now we're going to move straight over to the side of that one, right at the top, and this is where we're going to write for our second window pane. Second window pane will go something like this. We're going to write a number sentence at the top. 37 plus 52 equals, and we'll put ourselves an answer box there. Go ahead and make you a base 10 place value chart. Put your plus sign because we're not putting a sign on there to eat more chicken. We're not putting a subtraction sign. We're trying to tell people by putting a plus sign that we are adding. That's right. So you can put a very small t and a very small o. We don't need great big ones because we may need to regroup. Let's see how this works. The first number is 37, so I'm just going to keep the order that was my number sentence. That's kind of my plan. This is my plan right here. And then we'll put 52 as the second number. I would appreciate it if you'd make 2 Matthew lines at the bottom of that window pane. And I'm going to give you just a few seconds to catch up. 37 plus 52 equals, and I have an answer box. And then I have a place value chart to make a number stack. 37 plus 52, just like you would stack up your numbers if they were pancakes. Now we need to see if we could do a little bit of talking. This time, before I even give you a sentence stem, I'd like for you to decide if 7 plus 2 is 10 or more, or if that might be 9 or less. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Or if it might be 10 or more, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if you have decided what 7 plus 2 is, then you need to decide if there's a 10 there that needs to be regrouped. Talk it out with your neighbor. See if y'all can figure this out. Do we need to regroup or not? If we need to regroup, why? If we do not need to regroup, why do we not need to regroup? 5 more seconds. Just turn your head, so it shouldn't be a long time. Have to move your head back. I'm ready to write now. So stop talking, and here we go. There. obviously that's what you figured out when you added 7 plus 2 for yourself. There are 9 or less, so I cannot regroup. If there is no 10, I can't move 10. I only have 9 or 8 or 7. I can't regroup it. I have to have at least 10 to be able to move it. So we don't have a problem here. So now we need to get this solved. I'm going to let you catch up with me, and then we're going to solve it. You only have a few more seconds. ABT. Always be trying. If you're writing, you're trying. Thank you. We can do this one pretty easily the second grade way. Instead of doing all those drawings of circles and things, how about we just try to do this the second grade way and catch it and just count on. We can catch 7, since that's the largest number, and add 2 more. Warm up your hand. Let's catch 7 and then add 2. Catch 7. 7, 8, 9. That was easy. Now let's look at the tens column. My largest number is 5. Smaller number is 3. So let's grab 5 and count 3 more. Warm your hand up. Numbers don't like to be cold. And here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. You're absolutely correct. If you were going to draw it, you do not have to draw it. If you were going to draw it, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well there's my 9. That equals 9. You do not have to draw it. I'm just showing you. If you have 3 tens and you're adding 5 tens, 3, 4, 5, when you count them up, just like a first grader would do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you put that in the 1s for the 9, and the 8s go in the 10s answer box. And we're done. Voila. You can put 89 up here if you'd like to have that in your answer box. I'm going to give you just a few seconds to catch up. Are you writing? Supposed to be writing. You do not have to draw that, but if you want to, just get it on there fast. We're about to move on to the next one. Take your last look. If you can't finish it from my screen, then you'll just have to look on with a partner. The first one we did here, the one we just did on our board, we did at the top here. Now we're going to come to the bottom right here. And we're going to do a subtraction problem. There's the button somewhere. There it is. The number sentence that I'd like for you to write is 53 minus 24 equals, and give me an answer box. Then we're going to, we can underline it. That helps us to know that's our plan. So let's make a number stack just as though we were turning these numbers into pancakes, because you know I like pancakes. What are you looking at me for? And now we need to put our minus sign on there, because this is not a billboard about eating more chicken. It's not a billboard about hamburgers. It's not a billboard about addition. It's a billboard about subtraction. So let's put our largest number, which happens to be the number I have first, on the top. 53 is greater than 24. And we're going to put the greater than number first and the less than number last. So this reads 53 minus 24 equals some answer that we're going to solve for. And we have 2 lines for our Matthew lines to write our words. Before we get started, I'd like for you to turn to your partner and decide if we're going to need to regroup 3 minus 4, if we're going to need some more because we don't have enough, or if we have enough and we don't need to regroup. Could you please discuss it? I want to know not just do you need to regroup, but why you have your answer. Why did you decide you do or you do not need to regroup? Go. Okay, bring it to a close in 3, 2, 1. Quiet. All right, I have 3 minus 4. Here's 3. Can you take 4 away? No. I have 3 markers. Can I give you 4 markers? Do I have enough or not enough? Think about it. Can I give 4 markers away if I only have 3? Not really. I don't have enough. So let's see if we can solve this. If I don't have enough, y'all talk this out. If I don't have enough, y'all just talked it out. What did y'all say? Let's see. I think I heard I do not have enough to subtract.
Maybe we'll take that into consideration, you know?
So I must regroup. And you remember, this is my McDonald's example. If you went to McDonald's and you only had $3, could you buy a $4 Big Mac? Would you have enough money? If you wouldn't have enough money, who could you possibly go to ask for a little bit of extra money? Well, it just so happens that 3 brought this partner 5, so we're going to ask the partner, not going to ask a stranger. Do you walk up to strangers and say, can I have $10? They're probably going to say no. But if you go to a friend, friends are always willing to help you buy a hamburger. Trust me. So let's go to the friend and let's draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Friend 50. Might we have one of your 5 tens? Of course you can have one of my 10s. You can have this one. Well, let's tie a rope around it because they're a little wild. And let's drag that thing back over here and put it right there in front of my 3. Well, it's gone now. So I regrouped it and I moved it. I took 1 10 and now I have it in the ones column, so now it's 10 ones. If you want to put your T and your O up there, you're welcome to do that. Now we can draw all 13. We had 3. We had 3 already sitting there. Now we can add our 10. And remember, I love to draw my 10 like it's a domino because it's so obvious to see there's 10 there. Now I have 10 plus 3, which is 13, isn't it? I now have enough money. I could buy a Big Mac and probably a few other things. You know I like ice cream. What are you looking at? Mark out the 4 on the bottom because we're going to take 4 from the bottom and 4 from the top. You can take any one of those 4 out, but I would keep them kind of close together so that when we count the others, we don't get confused. So you can go across the top, down the side, one end or the other. It doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to circle what's left. Well, hello. If we had 13 and we took 4 away, not only do we now have enough, we have leftovers. You know how I like my leftovers. Are you looking at me again? Anyway, let's put the leftovers, the leftover ones, in the ones answer box. Thank you. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. I could have easily counted that up a different way. I know there's 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Look at that. 9. Now it's time to move to the tens column. I have 4 tens left because this fellow right here has a new name. 4, right? His name is 40. Is 4. 4 tens. Here's the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to take 2 away on the bottom. I still have 2 I could take away on the top. And it leaves me with 2 that I'm going to put a rope around because you know how those tens are. They're little rambunctious. And I'm going to drag them down here to the tens answer box. Thank you. And I'm going to put those 2 tens right there. Now I'm going to take 29. I'm going to put it up here in my answer box. I have it in both places. Everything looks pretty nifty right now. I'm ready to move on to the last question. However, I know you may need just a minute, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to see if you can do some catching up. I'm going to step over here. And I'm giving you some time. Look at me waiting. I do hope you're getting this on your paper. This paper will help you in a few minutes when you go back to your seat. Because when you get back to your seat, you're going to take out every math paper you have in your folder. You're going to put it all on your desk. And you're going to start with the worksheet that you can get finished with quickly. Because if you turn it in, I have decided that my friend the substitute is going to give you 2 stickers for every worksheet that you turn in complete today. And of course, they're going to be looking over your shoulders as they walk around the room to make sure that you're not just writing something on the paper, you're solving the problem. You're getting an answer, and it is accurate. I do hope that you have all of this on your paper now, because in 5 seconds, I'm going to the next one. If that's not enough time for you, you'll have to look over your shoulder of a partner sitting by you and catch up, but you better do it quickly, because if you're spending all your time on the last question, you won't have time to spend on the new question. And I've just talked through 5 seconds, so I'm moving on. This will be your last window pane. We've done our first 3 window panes. Now we're going to do our last window pane. We are doing a brain dump. That's what this is called, a brain dump. We now will have 4 examples that we can use in class to help us with our adding and subtracting worksheets. Some of your worksheets have an adding problem, and then the next one might be a subtraction. 2 rules to remember to help you decide, am I going to add this one or subtract this one, is, should I get a larger number? Am I going to have more at the end of this story? If it is, that's adding. Or, will I have less at the end of this story? That would be subtracting. And please don't forget, over on the wall, I have separating, taking away, I have the missing and finding apart, and then I also have the compare subtraction. You can also remember that we have 4 posters on the wall that help you with your addition decision, and it also helps you with the 3 types of subtraction. So you've got examples all around you. Please look at these examples. On the whiteboard, I also have the same action posters that I have here for the addition put together, and all 3 examples of subtraction. They're on the whiteboard behind you by the Texas flag. So if you can't see this one easy, you can look at the action posters at the whiteboard. You all should be able to see the posters that I have up at the top of the classroom between Math at a Glance and Got Science. Now, here we go. For my number sentence, we're going to write 35 minus 15 equals, and we'll put an answer box. You can underline it if you'd like to. That way we know this is our plan. This is what this whole window pane is going to be about. It's almost like a title, but it's a plan. We need to take 15 away from 35. So underneath it, let's draw a place value mat for our 10s, really small t, and 1s, really small o. And then we'll have our regrouping box like we always do. Our largest number goes first. 35 is greater than 15 because there's 3 10s in the number 35, but there's only 1 10 in the number 15. So 35 goes first. It goes at the top. 15 goes at the bottom after the subtraction sign. It doesn't say plus. It doesn't say eat hamburgers. And it doesn't say eat more chicken. It says subtract. We're taking away. Now we're going to draw those Matthew lines because we have some things to write after we make a decision. I'm going to give you only 5 seconds, and I'm holding my hands to do it, to talk to your neighbor about why we do not need to regroup. I already telling you we don't need to regroup this. Tell a neighbor why we do not need to regroup. Go. Thank you. Stop, please. Let's see if you came up with the same reason I did. There is enough. There is enough to subtract from. There's a 5. We're going to take 5 away. The easiest way to do this is to hold 5 up and take 5 away. Did you have enough to take 5 away? You had 5 up. Were you able to take 5 away? If you had 5 up, you could take 4 away. You could take 2 away. You could take 3 away. You could take 4 away. You could take none. If you had 5 rabbits and you don't give any away, you could still have 5 rabbits. But you can't take 6. If you have $5 and you go to McDonald's, but you need 6 for a Happy Meal, you would not have enough. But thankfully, Happy Meals are about $5. So if you have $5, you could be very happy at McDonald's this afternoon. Let's go up here and finish our word sentence. There is enough to subtract from, so could you finish that sentence for me, please? There is enough to subtract from. 5 is, there's enough to take my 5 from, because there's 5 there. There's enough to subtract from, so I do or do not? I heard somebody say do not. So I do not, or cannot, regroup. I do not need to regroup. I don't need to regroup. If I have enough, don't regroup. You only regroup if you need to. You don't ask a friend for money if you don't need the money. That's called mooching. If you need money, you can go next door and ask the neighbor. But if you don't need money, you don't go over there and knock on the door and say, hey, 3, I don't need the money, but can you give me $10 anyway? Because I like having a lot of money in my pocket. Oh, but if you do, you could bring the money to school because I like having $10 in my pocket, and I'll hold it for you. I'll give it back to you someday. Oh, never mind. All right, let's solve this. 5 minus 5. Well, this should be easy enough that you can do this, but if you want to, you can draw it. I don't know why you need to. You take 5 away on the bottom, take 5 away on the top. You have nothing left. There's this big goose egg there, a big 0. Then we've got 3 10s minus 1. I mean, we're talking pre-K. If it's one hand, it's pre-K. So 3 minus 1 is, 2. So if I had 3 10s, I took 1 away on the top, 1 away on the bottom. There's the 2 that's going to fall into my answer box. Well, hello. I think this was a real good one for doing the mental math with. 30 minus 10 is 20, so I put my 2 there. 5 minus 5 is 0. Look at that. Look how easy that was. 20. If you have this all on your paper, you are now ready for working at your desk. So, I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds, and that's all time I'm going to give you. I won't give you no more time because you got too much work to do in your folders in your desk. You're going to get all of it out when the substitute tells you to get up. I see people trying to get up. It's not time to go. Hold up. When the substitute tells you it's time to stand up and go back to your seat, mum's the word. We're going to do it quiet. We're going to quietly go back to our seats. We're going to quietly get out our work. We're going to stack it all up. If you've got 10 worksheets, you're going to stack them up. You're going to figure out which one you can get finished with the quickest, and that's the one you're going to finish. If you still have one of those yellow ones, It's time to get done with that and get on to those white ones. The yellow one was 3 days ago. It's time to put that one to bed. It's time to move on. When you get back to your seats, this is not partner time. This is your time to be quiet. If the substitute cannot keep you quiet, the substitute is going to ask you to put up your casita, your office, your cardboard office to be around you. And if the substitute needs to, they're going to remove you to the far corners of the room. They can get you to have your whiteboard, and they can put you in a place all by yourself to stop you from bothering other people. If you really, really, really don't understand a word, or you need your partner to give you a hand, you better be whispering. Because if the substitute don't like how loud you are, they're going to turn that off. If you really need to ask somebody, you could ask your shoulder partner, but you better really ask quietly. Because I'm telling you, this is a friend of mine, and if they report back to me that you were the one that had to go sit over on the side of the room or come to my desk to do your work to get you away from people, that's not going to go well for you when I come back on Thursday. Get done with your papers as fast as you can. Listen to your substitute now about going to your seat. Thank you.